Throughout the many different Five Nights at Freddy's games, we've always experienced the story from a single's perspective, the security guard, sitting behind a desk, checking cameras, and doing our best to survive the night. But what if we flip that perspective entirely? What if, instead of watching the animatronics, you were one of them? What would it feel like to be trapped inside the very suit that's meant to entertain, all while being observed by someone who only looks out for themselves? This is exactly the terrifying promise of Bondi's Barnyard, a FNAF fan game released on November 26th. Here you're not just trying to survive the night as a guard, you're living the horrifying experience of a child trapped inside an animatronic. That alone makes the game stand out. The creativity doesn't stop there. Both narratively and gameplay-wise, Bondi's Barnyard takes that concept and runs with it, creating one of the most engaging fan games I've experienced in a long time, and it's packed with content. There are 5 nights to survive, a challenge mode, custom night, and even a few extras to discover. If that sounds intriguing, stick around, because today we're exploring Bondi's Barnyard, the FNAF fan game where you are the animatronic. From the moment you start the game, you're greeted by Bondi, a farmer animatronic who serves as the main mascot of Bondi's Barnyard. Pressing new game triggers your first cutscene, showing a panning shot of the animatronic you're trapped inside. It's unsettling, even before you hear the voiceover. The voice, presumably from the owner of Bondi's Barnyard, explains that Coo the cow's purpose is to keep a child safe inside the suit, in case they're separated from their parents. It sounds protective on the surface, but paired with the visuals, it's immediately creepy. The cutscene then shows a newspaper article about a child who went missing at Bondi's Barnyard on their own birthday. The mother filed a report to the authorities. The restaurant claims no wrongdoing, but insists that they've increased security, even hiring a full-time guard, and that's where the first night begins. One of the coolest mechanics in this game is how time works. Each night represents a single hour, so the game's story takes place over the course of just one day. It's a simple change, but it grounds the experience. It wouldn't make much sense for a child to be trapped inside these suits for multiple nights in a row. This mechanic also feeds into a bonus mode called Night Mode, where you must survive the entire game in real time. Sounds manageable, right? Trust me, these hours are long and Night Mode is brutal. Inside your office, there are doors to your left and right. You can close them or flash a light on them, but every action comes with a cost. Closing the doors too long drains your air percentage, and if it hits 0, the child suffocates. To refill it, you must click and hold on the animatronic's teeth to let the trapped child breathe. Opening the doors lets you recover fast, but leaving them closed only slows the drain. Right in front of you is a security camera, not one you control, but one controlled by the guard. Periodically, it swings over and points directly at you. During that moment, you can see your own animatronic twitching on the screen, and pressing any buttons will get you caught and shocked. There are no actual cameras to monitor in the game, which is a fascinating change. You're forced to rely on your ears and immediate surroundings, heightening the tension and making every sound crucial. In hour 1, you're facing 2 threats: the security guard and Grease the pig. Grease occasionally snorts, signaling they're 1 step away from your left door. You must wait for a shuffle sound before closing the door, which will drain your air meter. After the final knock, you regain about 15% on your meter and can safely open the door again. Instead of receiving a phone call before each night, as most FNAF games do, Bondi's Barnyard gives you a small riddle sung by one of the animatronic. It's a clever, immersive way to foreshadow threats without breaking the world's internal logic. After night 1, the first cutscene appears. Its art style mimics those low-quality children's games from the past, giving it a nostalgic yet eerie feel. During the scene, you're asked to choose a material from the pig to build its house. While it likely has no effect on the story, the moment feels tense. You're never entirely sure if a wrong choice could hurt your character. Night 2, Count Sheep, introduces Forley the sheep, a counterpart to Grease the pig that behaves the same way but appears on the right side. The gameplay is largely the same, providing a calm before the storm. It's a chance to get used to balancing doors closures and breathing while maintaining awareness of both sides. Another short cutscene follows, featuring the duck character interacting with the rest of the cast. Again, you make a choice prompt, which adds to the interactive, immersive storytelling. Hour 3 is where the difficulty truly escalates. In addition to Grease, Forley, and the guard, you now face a withered version of Bondi. Bondi can appear at either doorway, and instead of closing the door, you must shine your light to make him leave. Mistiming it can be fatal. Bondi often appears during moments of high activity, forcing you to juggle tasks, keeping your mask open, managing doors, and attending to air supply. It adds a new layer of tension that tests your multitasking under pressure. Another addition, Chickling, behaves similarly to Foxy in FNAF 1. The TV screen occasionally flickers, showing Chickling running towards your office. You must quickly determine their direct and close the appropriate door. While not overly difficult, it adds another distraction that can easily throw you off. Night 3 is deceptively simple in design, but punishing in execution. Mastering the flow takes practice, and the cutscene afterwards shifts the story into a darker, more mysterious direction. We begin to understand why Bond fears the light, and what really happened at the Barnyard. This method of storytelling adds depth and intrigue. Night 4 introduces no new animatronic, but ramps up the frequency of attack. Every sound cue matters, and door management becomes critical. After surviving, a cutscene shows Coo the cow, promising to protect your character before a final panning shot of the animatronic leads into the 5th hour. Night 5, the final night, is a culmination of everything you've learned. There are no new characters, but surviving requires perfect timing and concentration. The length and intensity makes this night especially challenging. After completion, the final cutscene reveals a chilling newspaper headline. The missing child has been found deceased inside the restaurant, suffocated after entering the robotic mascot. The the night guard remained oblivious. It's a haunting ending, tied together gameplay, story, and atmosphere in a single devastating moment. Bondi's Barnyard succeeds on almost every level. Its story is immersive, the gameplay loop is well balanced, and each animatronic presents a fair but escalating challenge. The cutscene adds depth, and the minigame keeps players engaged and invested. By the end, the experience feels complete, satisfying, and haunting in a way few fan games can achieve. If you haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend giving it a shot. And for the bravest of players, the custom night awaits, a true test of skill and patience. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
The employment of a security guard is really an arbitrary decision to fulfill a legal requirement. Bondi, Grice, 40, they're all equipped with a security system capable of tracking down any intruder. They can even hear a person breathing within a 50-meter radius.
What about the cow?
Cool, the cow is different in that she is designed to care for a child who has lost their parents. She will keep them closer until the parents return.
Excuse me, but this all seems a bit excessive for a children's establishment.
Well, even though the animatronic security system is very hands-on, they wouldn't be able to kill an adult.
What about a child?